Did you know that 1 out of 9 Christians suffer from religious persecution? In fact, Christianity is one of the most persecuted religion in the world. But to think of it, my friends, this is something that is not new. If you read in the pages of Bible, the Christians have always been the subject of persecution. And one of the good examples that I want to bring up this today is the time when the apostles were persecuted by the Sadducees and the high priest. So there was this one time when they were preaching the temple in the name of Yahshua or Jesus Christ. And because of the anger of the high priest, they were thrown into the prison. But thankfully, there was the angel of the Lord who came to the rescue and freed the apostles from the prison. And you would say, wow, this is a perfect opportunity for the apostles to just run away. Okay? They would just simply forget about the message of Yahshua or Jesus Christ, or they would just simply forget everything and just save their lives. But no, just the next day, you would read where they were. They were already in the temple, preaching the same message, the same reason that they were thrown into prison in the first place. And because of that, you will read in Acts 5 what the high priest as a response did to the apostles. So they brought them into this council and they were interrogated, and the high priest told them that, haven't we told you that you should stop preaching the name of this teacher of Jesus Christ? And this is something very interesting, and this is the focus of the message today. I want us, you and I, to put this into mind. What Acts 5 verse 29 tells us. I think this is a very important rule for everyone, for every Christian to live by, to make it their daily commitment, their mantra that they would live by in each and every day of their lives. You know what Acts 5:29 says? When the apostles were taught, were instructed not to preach the name of Yahshua anymore, what did they say? Let's read Acts 5 verse 29. We will read here. But Peter and the other apostles responded or said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Can you see how bold, how courageous the apostles were? In the midst of persecution, brethren, they were able to say these words, we ought to obey God rather than men. Now we need to look at ourselves. When we are persecuted, when we experience religious persecution or difficulties just because of our beliefs, do we give in, or do we obey God rather than men? Do we do the easy things or the right things? You know what? The answer is very obvious. We need to do what is right, what is the will and the purpose of God in our lives. But still, it is true that sometimes it is very difficult for us to follow what is written in the Bible. And most definitely, it is very difficult to put God first in our lives. But I tell you this, all right? I tell you this. You need to remember Acts 5 verse 29. We need to obey God rather than men. We need to please God rather than men. In the face of persecution, we need to remember the attitude and what the words of the Apostle Peter and the other apostles. And you know what? Even in the midst of difficulties, you just have to remember that no pain, no difficulty in this life is worthy to be compared of what we will receive in the coming kingdom of God. I'm Joshua Infantado of Becoming Christians. See you next time.